As the November 2nd election day approaches, District 7 council member candidates focus on pressing issues that affect District 7 community members, the City of Berkeley residents, and UC Berkeley students. Such issues include ways of dealing with crime and violence on Telegraph Avenue and in People's Park.
I want to create some kind of a mobile unit that will be available 24/7. What they would do is each mobile unit will call the cops because that could be what the response would be. But along with that is a homeless advocate, a mental health advocate, and then the other parts to this is later on when this person actually is ready to get back on their feet. If they need training to get back on their feet, maybe how to get a job, help them. So it's really that combination of trying to really help and make it, arrive at a solution that will make them money. Where will we get the money to pay for these services? Because obviously the city is struggling, our budget is strained. If we can make even just half of those 30,000, 40,000 students and staff on campus to shop on Berkeley, go down Telegraph Avenue, go down downtown, we will generate a good enough sales tax revenue, I believe. Then we can start thinking, what can we do to make People's Park really a park for everybody? For students, for the families, just people who want to have a nice place to hang out. Then, yes, we would, set up maybe, who knows, benches, nicer grass, facilities that are actually that will service the people who want to use the park. Whatever we need to do with People's Park, you cannot do that in isolation of the university. We have to include them, and whatever it takes to make them do what needs to be done.
However, candidate George Beyer holds a different view on how to handle People's Park.
It's a multi-pronged approach. I don't think there's just one quick, simple solution for it. There's something called the Chancellor's Task Force on Community Relations. It's a town gown task force. I'm part of that. In fact, this neighborhood, the Willard neighborhood, which you're in right now, was the pilot neighborhood. And now on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, we have joint Southside Safety Patrol. So for the first time ever, we have the UC Berkeley Police and the Berkeley Police riding around in cars together, patrolling together. I also feel we have to step up our drug and alcohol outreach. I spent 4 years on the board of Options Recovery Services, and that does free drug and alcohol rehab for people here in Berkeley. You have to figure out a way to make the businesses more bustling. Vacant stores, cracked windows, empty storefronts, vacant lots, that all contributes to the perception of crime and the reality of crime. And even though property crime has been falling, violent crime for the last 5 years has been rising, and District 7 consistently has the highest crime rates in the city. Not only do we have a high crime problem, we've now tolerated it. We've sort of given up in the sense of, can we do anything about it? Can we fix it? I think we need to make sure we don't blame the homeless for this problem. In other words, there are people that are indigent, that need our help, that need social services, and we need to be helping them as much as possible. And like I mentioned earlier, that's through drug and alcohol outreach programs, that's adequately funding our city resources. So we need a thriving Telegraph to pay for the social services that we need. So we have a terribly unsafe situation in People's Park. So how do you fix it? First, the city used to manage it. For a period in the 90s, the city did manage that park, and our success wasn't any better than the university's success. So what do? You have to do safety improvements, you have to do usage improvements. So in terms of usage improvements, I've been proposing a small structure or a museum or a cafe, a memorial, or something that brings tourists into that park to honor the free speech movement. So the more you increase usage, more eyes in the park, the safer that parks become. It's not about driving some people out, it's about bringing other people in.
Incumbent Chris Worthington feels the necessity of the physical presence of patrol officers, but wants to deal with People's Park in a different manner.
We are also currently working to try to persuade the city manager and the police chief to assign a dedicated officer walking the beat on Telegraph, not somebody that the business people have to call and hope that they'll get there in an hour or two if they're lucky. Telegraph generates close to $100 million a year in sales. For such a major commercial district, we can afford an officer walking the beat. We need targeted intervention focused on the specific problem people. There is nothing charitable or generous about, quote, letting people camp outside at night. I don't think we're doing anybody a favor by letting them get sick. We need to actively get people into housing. Before I was elected, there were lots of riots in that area, many of them related to People's Park. Since I was elected, we have kept that at bay. There have been no People's Park riots the whole time I've been in office. My proposals for People's Park are, first of all, have the university sell the land. The university is not a park management company. They are a university. They should be focused on educating people, not managing a city park. Either sell it to the East Bay Regional Park District would be great. Have them manage the park. And then we take away so much of the emotional hostility between the university and the activists and neighborhood people who are worried like, oh, the university is going to come and build offices and take away our open space. If it's permanently part of the East Bay Regional Park District or the City Park District, nobody has to worry about is the university going to build offices there.
For the Daily Californian, I'm Jessica Gelati.